Hey there. Last year, I had worked on trying to make a game, a 2D game in Godot, and I came to the realization that the weighting tools for the rig were kind of crap. So, for example, if I want to, add weights to the mesh to different bones, I go into the UV editor, and the bones is like a tab of that, and then they don't really have a proper uh, editor for the weights. It's very bare bones. The thing is, you have to have. I don't think you can click graphically on your skeleton. You have to have just a really, uh, you know, your bones need to be strictly named so it's easy to find them. You'd be like, yeah, okay, that's the bone I want. Oh, that's the bone I want. And then for weight painting, you can add a weight of 1 to every bone, and then you have no way of removing that weight. So you're having to go and sift through the bones and then figure out which ones you need to remove the paint from. So it's not normalized. It's kind of like Blender. They're kind of like vertex groups in that sense. You just things you just paint on top of. It's not dedicated to weight painting. So I found this system to be like really annoying. So I wanted to have a way of bringing it into 3ds Max and then putting it back into Godot. It's just like I could see the export button here, but no import, and I just like, come on, like add it in there, come on. Especially since we have like, artificial intelligence that can do a lot of programming now. I really don't know why there's just a lack of implementation in the code base there. This is the newest build as well, so there's no import or export. Even a partial importer or exporter would just be great. So anyway, I wrote a very bare bones Mac script with the help of ChatGTP to bring in the model so that I could refine it and then export it out and that kind of stuff. So here you can see this model I have. I've added the bones and the weights, and that's been brought into Godot. So how do I rotate this stuff? There, whoa, whoa. I really don't get Godot. Why the heck is the arm like that? It's so twitchy. Okay. How do I change the selection? There we go. There we go. See, it works. Anyways, we're gonna close that, and I'm just gonna go through the whole process. Okay. Start a new scene. Reset. Okay. So what I did is I went into ChatGTP, and that model that I showed you there, that was from last year. I tried doing this again, and I found that ChatGTP's image generator, it kind of got worse. It's not really good at giving unique designs anymore, and it often gets things confused. I'm just chalking that down to censorship because that seems to be my user experience so far. Is it just very vanilla at this point? And a lot of the times when I try to generate something, it will say, couldn't do that. Can't do that. Failed to do that. And then it'll be like, you generated too many things. You have to wait an hour. And it's like, I didn't generate anything. You blocked me on every one of them. And then it's just getting the prompts wrong all the time. So I'm asking for a modeling sheet, which would be different views, and I want a specific logo, and it's just none of it's working. And I think again it's from censorship. Probably knows what the Godot logo looks like, but it's been removed because it's probably a potential trademark. And so they've probably put a lot of effort into censorship. It's sad. They're just disabling or um, nerfing basically the capabilities of their own models. It's kind of sad. Anyways, so yeah, this is what I generated in probably a couple hours. You can only generate a few images per hour. It's kind of sad. So it's annoying because like when you're dealing with art, it's kind of an iterative thing, and DALL-E is just does not feel iterative at all. And as a Christmas present to myself, I paid for the Pro version, but the Pro version doesn't. Sorry, your subscription. I paid for the Pro subscription to see what that would feel like. It's interesting because you get like full voice talk, that kind of stuff. It's all unlimited. Everything's pretty much unlimited except for DALL-E, which is insane. Because I can run Stable Diffusion on my graphics card, and I don't really think that's that costly. So if that's costly running DALL-E, then like how cheap is it to run ChatGTP? Like, I'm confused. Anyway, a little bit beef that it's really blocking me on a lot of generations here. Like, if I go, can I go back? Yeah, it says encountered an issue generating blah 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 blah, and a lot of that was like that. And I tell you, it's just censoring stuff. So your options are, you can use this, you can use Copilot, you can use Grok. Obviously, ChatGPT and Copilot give you some free um, tokens, I guess, or generations to generate some art. If you have a graphics card that can do it, you can also just use Stable Diffusion, something like Comfy UI. This is A1111 to generate images. So I can just hit generate, and it will just generate. The resolution's a little bit high. Maybe I should have lowered that. Whoops. Just knock that down. Otherwise, it's going to take like friggin' hour. I'll just wait for that to get to the halfway point. It'll show you what the half res looks like. Or not. Usually it comes up with like a preview. Okay, that's completely wrong. But anyway, just let that finish. Yeah, sometimes the resolutions, if they're too high, it's not able to generate that well because they train the models at a certain resolution, and then once you go to a larger resolution, it has to make assumptions or guesses on how to fill the empty space. And what it ends up doing is making copies of your imagery. But anyway, yeah, so that's a character that we can generate. I also downloaded, this is the, where is it? There's a, I'm gonna figure out what I did with it. Here we go. Oh, that's not it. What did I do with it? Hold up. This is just here. Just had it open, and now I lost it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this is the guide for, or the documentation for Godot that shows the process of how you would take an example sprite sheet and how you go through the steps of rigging that character. Uh, it does a really good job of showing the basics, I think. Yeah. Anyway, in there they give us an example of the sprite sheet, which is this thing. And what's nice about this is, what am I doing here? I don't want that. I want this. Okay. We can go in here, and if I just square this off properly, we can add this into ControlNet, and we can iterate on this design. So we can enable this. I think all this should be fine, and we can iterate on that. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's got to generate, well, ControlNet's going to generate a depth map. So it's going to take a little bit of time to convert that into a depth map. But then it's going to, oh, I think the image resolution is a little bit different. 8, yeah, okay, so we'll do instead is just, oh. Yeah, I guess I gotta type it in. It's 848. 6. 6. Okay. Let's write that again. Just double check here. So we're using depth map. That's enabled. Using that. And yep, that's what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's right. And so, yeah, so you can iterate on the same design. I don't think this is quite working the way I wanted it to. It's not quite getting the nuance of it being a robot. Like, this is a face and it don't really have it correctly. But anyway, you get the idea. So you can bring it in here, use ControlNet, and if you're using Stable Diffusion, you have a little more flexibility on what you can generate. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. I generated a bunch earlier, so I'll just grab one. Yeah, sure, why not this? I'll grab this one. GADOT. Not to be confused with Godot. Okay, so we're just going to paste this in here. Close that, and we're just going to go into a photo editor of sorts. And basically, we just want to cut the model up into pieces, basically. Alright, I'm just going to do a quick and easy job on this guy. There's no point putting too much time in it, but obviously you would want to use like this application is just a quick and dirty application to get it done. But if your applications have better selection modes or methods, I mean, you want to do that. Usually using the eraser gives you more control over getting those edges just right. This shoe is backwards. It's messed up. So yeah, I don't think I want that shoe. Okay. Now you want to cut the model up into some basic pieces because it's going to generate some geometry for us, and it needs to be not too complex. Oh, by the way, we're going to cut this model up, so I'm going to make a reference. So you'd want to duplicate this, and then you can start cutting off of it. For whatever reason, in this application, when I cut stuff out, it centers it into the grid, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, we'll just quickly cut this up because I don't want to spend too much time on it. Obviously, leg would go like this. Excuse me. Alright, that's all I'm going to do for now, just like the basic stuff. We want to go and fill in some of the pieces that are missing, and then we want to line up the components back with our reference. Where's my freaking reference? That's the reference. Probably should name these things, but yeah, we're just going on the go real quick here, so just line this up quick as we can. Good enough. Okay. And we'll just tighten that up. Okay, cool, done. Got the reference there, and I might need to do a little bit of fine tuning here. Good enough. And then since this one's missing a shoe, we'll just do this. And you know what? I don't even know if I can mirror the shoe, but I'm interested in seeing if I can. So we're just going to leave that as cool. Okay. I'm going to save this as a PSD. PSD, where are you, PSD? There it is. And then I'm going to use a little utility script script that I got from ChatGPT that runs in Python, and we're going to run that on the PSD that we just got from GADOT. And that's it. So it'll generate the PSD, and it'll generate the, actually, where did it go? It's supposed to generate the, this thing. That's weird. It says that it wrote it, but I don't see it. Oh, it saved it. Wait, I opened up the wrong file, I think. It's in this folder. There we go. That would make total sense. Alright, so it's going to take the layers, and it's going to generate geometry, and then it's going to save the geometry into the TSCN, which is the texture scene for Godot. And then it's going to pack the layers respectively in a texture, like the one that's at the reference from the website. So now we have a file we can actually see what it looks like in Godot. So let's go to that folder, 6, and we can just double click on the scene. It wants us to locate the texture, so we're going to say fix and then open up the texture. Which is assets 6, and it's this one. Yeah, close. And we're just going to open up the scene file. There we go. I didn't put a lot of time on cleaning up the edges and stuff like that. Just something quick, just to kind of show you the process. But yeah, so this is the model, and it's broken up into geometry. And so of course we can go in the UV editor, and you can see the, where it's in the UVs, the points, the polygons, and then you can see if we had a bone, the bones would be there. So this is just creating a vertex hull around that element. Of course, we can add the bones here in Godot if we wanted to, but we can take it further by switching it over to 3ds Max. So we're going to go to Open. I think I'm in the wrong folder again. Open up that file. And then there we go. We have our character. And I'm just going to go and, I don't know why this is like positioned off a little bit. We can fix it. But anyway, yeah, so let's turn on high quality so the transparency is a little bit, actually, that doesn't matter. Sorry. Switch out of perspective, go into orthographic, switch into that, and then put that into high quality. And then you're going to want to enable, just turn that off, and then we'll turn the grid off, which somewhere, just press G, take the grid out. And might need a little bit of minor adjusting because I got some gaps. So I'm just going to move those. I don't know why I have gaps, but anyway. This one too. A little bit of alignment issues. Alright, and so now we can so I actually want to copy this. There we go. I haven't tried this before, but we'll see if that works. Shoe. Cool. And so now we would just add our bones in. So we're just going to do that quick and dirty. So we're going to do root bone, going to do pelvis bone, stomach bone, chest bone, neck bone, head bone. Do eye bones if you have eyes. We got the shoulder bone, elbow bone, wrist bone. Do fingers if you need them. Do the same thing over here. Now, I don't think the geometry is going to be suitable for these, but this is what I would typically do on a normal character with a simple bone rig. Okay. And then we have to make sure they're all rooted to the same root. So we're going to go into the linking tool, and we're going to parent these to their their corresponding bones. Make it easier, just make sure you're in bone selection only. That way you're not accidentally assigning it to geometry. I should have mentioned that. Oops. All right, so with that, I should be able to grab the root bone and then move it around. Okay. If this is your project, I would recommend highly to rename the bones appropriately, so you know what everything is. Okay. Again, I'm kind of geometry is a little bit here and there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add skin to weight the geometry to the bones. So I'm just going to change the filter to select only geometry. Select the geometry, and then we're going to go and add a skin at the bottom here. This is going to allow us to hit add and then add the corresponding bones. Again, you have filters to just show bones. We can add that into the list. And then now we would go into animation. So we change our slider and then activate auto key. And then we would just go around and like animate the, select that back on all, the bones into a pose. And then we would want to work to fix any of these deform issues with the model so that it doesn't look looks really stupid. What the heck? Anyways, so let's just select the geometry here again. I don't know why it's not showing me the whole thing. Maybe it's because huh, it's weird. Select that again. It's selecting the bones. Geometry only. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna go and activate vertices so I can tune them per vertex. And you can see that, I don't know why she looks like that. But the way I would do it is I would just start from scratch. So I would select the root bone and then assign everything a weight of 1. And then I would tediously go through and just set my core bones or my, the main bones. So for example, I got the arm, that would go to the root bone of the shoulder, and I would just do that across for all the major groups and limbs. Just do that quickly here. Okay. And then I would go through and do the rest of the stuff. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, just for time-wise. But yeah, we want to try and do our best with this, obviously. Okay, and then I would, try to deform the model some more. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put this in auto key, or no, I took it out of auto key because I'm an idiot. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, no, just make sure you're in auto key the whole time. The one thing about Blender is that Blender has the ability to revert back using their idle pose. 3ds Max ain't got that. So if you're ever moving anything, you have to make sure you have auto key on, so that way you can go back to 0 to do that. I just realized I had that off. So be careful what you're doing. Make sure you make backups. Anyway, so yeah, we would just move things around while we're in auto key mode. And we would further iterate and kind of fix things. So this is like the torso. And I would add more weight to that. And then I would probably blend this out a little bit. Oops, looks kind of bad. It looks kind of like, it still looks pretty bad. But you get the idea. And you get a little more control because you can blend things and you can select vertices. And to select bones, yeah, you can use the box to select bones. We can also just click on the bone and it will, allow you to weight to that bone. You also do have a weight painting mode as well. I just never used it. So I can use this little thing to add paint to. The settings are here and how that all works. Okay. You also get the ability to iterate on your model. So for example, let's say, oh shit, that bone's pivoting kind of in a bad spot. Maybe I should change it, right? So the thing is, if we try to move it, it's stuck, right? So what we can do is go to animation, go to bone tools, and turn it off as a bone, and then you can move it around. Well, the second problem is it's going to move around your geometry. So we can click on one of the pieces of geometry because it's instanced to the skin modifier. Just turn off deform, and then now you're able to click on this and move the bone around, to a better pivot point. Move that somewhere else we want, and we can just turn that back on. So this is already, I think I turned this back on. I honestly can't remember. Oh, yeah, turn that off. Okay, turn that back on. And yeah, and that should allow us to test again. So that's one of the things you can do to kind of iterate and build on your design. The other thing is, obviously the geometry. So at any point we can, in the modifier stack, we can move down. This is the texture UVs, and then we have an editable poly so that we can go and edit the vertices. If you want to see the final result, you can click on this little like stick thing. Oh, that actually didn't hold the thing. Oh well. Yeah, but you should have that on, and then you can go ahead. Oh, now it's working. Confused. Oh wow, what the heck? Okay, turn that off. Never mind. Wait. I guess we gotta turn the skin off, then turn that on, and then that should work correctly. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to change the layout of the vertices or the UVs, sorry, not the UVs, but the what do you call it? The fucking wireframe, the edge flow, topology. That's the word they give it. You can go in here and just edit that stuff at will. So we can just get rid of some of these areas, remove it, and then we go in and we can add our own stuff, I guess. All right, and then I would just go in and just remove some of these for random vertices. And we can just make that a little bit closer with the geometry, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And then you can, again, like, go back to your skin, and then you can try to kind of like fix the weights on that to make it look a little bit better. I'm not sure there's much I can do with that. That looks pretty bad. Yeah. Oh, you get the idea. I'm just gonna stop with that there. But yeah, so that's how you would go around to deform it. Obviously, some of this stuff needs a lot of work on it. You can assign it to different bones. Oops, this one. You would want to add more edge loops to that, obviously. So we'll just switch that off, and I can see that, I need more edge loops there. So I'll just like remove these. Oops. Oops. Back on, and it's a little bit better. So yeah, okay. Anyways, that's the basics of it. I don't want to spend too much time here. It's, you just tweaking things as you go, right? So whatever. Take that back down. And so, imagine we finish that all, and we could just save it back. I'll just save it as a new. Yep, jump back into Godot. Open up this. It's going to say that there's a dependency. You can't find the texture, so you're going to say fix. And we're going to open up the texture for that and close the warning. And then we'll just close that and we'll open up a new one. There we go. I was wondering about the foot. Oops. Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to work with that transform. Obviously it did not. So let me just move it back. You know what? It didn't even mirror it. That's why. Interesting. I wonder if I have the ability to mirror. Probably if I go -1. Oh, that totally did not work. Darn. This is rotation, scale. Oh, okay, so that did work. Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I don't really have any weights there, but looks like that was good. Nice. I don't know why it fades like that, but okay, maybe using mirror geometry isn't the best. When you mirror the geometry, the the stupid transform gets inverted. I hadn't tested it. So that's that one. Yeah, like I think it's inverted. That's like a -1. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Anywho's, so I'll just test the arm joint there. Yep. So we can see the weights carried over, like so. I don't know what the heck this tool is doing. The heck? Oh yeah, I didn't work on that one. My God, the selection tools in here are ridiculous. Okay. There we go, easier. Yeah. Okay. So that's just a quick and dirty overview of how that works. About the foot, yeah, that's a little bit alarming that the geometry wasn't where it's supposed to be. Obviously the transform here was incorrect when it got saved back out. I will say I didn't work with any crazy transforms when I was testing and exporting stuff. So that means all this stuff uh, doesn't have like an inverted matrix, like it's all a positive matrix. So maybe that's why some of the geometry won't export. But I mean, all of it did except for the foot because I did use the mirror tool. So just be careful with that. I guess another way I could have done it is just not use the mirror tool and have just cloned the mesh using the symmetry tool instead, and that would have been more stable. Anyways, so yeah, so that's just a quick overview of the steps, and I hope that helps.